Welcome back to Everyday Alchemy, the series where we explore the transformative power of psychology, healing, and ancient wisdom to turn the raw materials of our lives into something greater. I'm the Eden Therapist, and today we are diving into one of the most fundamental experiences of being human: pain. Pain is something we all encounter at some point, whether it's physical, emotional, or psychological. In this episode, we'll be discussing how pain doesn't just have to be something to endure or avoid. In fact, it can be the very fuel for your alchemical transformation. Pain comes in many forms. There's physical pain, there's emotional pain, those gut-wrenching feelings of loss, heartbreak, or betrayal, and, of course, psychological pain, the kind that comes from deep-seated fears, insecurities, or unresolved trauma. Now, what makes all of these forms of pain so powerful is that they are universal. No one escapes them, not really. The trick isn't in avoiding pain, because we can't. The trick is how we respond to it. In the alchemical tradition, base metals, like lead, are transformed into gold through a process of purification and refinement. Similarly, pain can serve as a catalyst in your own personal alchemy. The process is painful, but it's also the very thing that allows you to change from one form to another. When we experience suffering, it often feels like we're being broken down, and in many ways we are. But the key question is, what are we being broken down into? The answer is, ultimately, the real you. The you that's hidden beneath the layers of fear, pride, and ego. Healing doesn't mean that the pain goes away. In fact, in many cases, the pain might not ever fully disappear. But healing is about learning to live with that pain in a way that doesn't control you. It's about transforming it, transmuting it, much like how alchemists sought to turn lead into gold. Some of the greatest strengths are forged in the furnace of hardship. Think of a warrior whose skill is honed through battle, or an artist who channels pain into their work. This is the alchemical magic of suffering. It becomes the energy that drives you forward, that fuels you to do better, to be stronger, to create. So, how do we begin to embrace our pain instead of letting it destroy us? First, we need to acknowledge it. Don't run from it, don't bury it. We live in a world where people often try to numb their pain through distractions or addictions, but doing so only postpones the inevitable. Pain demands attention. It demands processing. And in processing it, we begin to see the lessons it offers. There's power in feeling your pain deeply, allowing it to wash over you, to be fully present with it. Once you're truly with it, that's when you can start to transform it. You can ask yourself, what can I learn from this pain? What is this pain teaching me about myself? This brings us once again to the alchemical principle of nigredo, the first stage of alchemy. It's the dark night of the soul, the process of breaking down before you can be rebuilt. When you go through pain, it's a moment of nigredo. You're being broken apart so that you can be reformed into something stronger, something truer to your essence. If we look to mythology or history, we see that many heroes and warriors turned their pain into strength. Take Hercules, for example. His 12 labors were a series of painful, seemingly impossible tasks. Yet, each labor was an opportunity for him to grow and transcend. In these stories, we see that suffering is not the end. It's often the beginning of something greater: strength, wisdom, resilience, and it can be the same for you. Psychologically speaking, pain can be a powerful teacher. When we experience hardship, it forces us to confront parts of ourselves that we might otherwise avoid. Our weaknesses, our vulnerabilities, our limits. This is uncomfortable, yes, but it's also the necessary step for growth. Through this confrontation with pain, we can begin to shed the layers of false self that we have built up. The persona we create to protect ourselves from the world, this armor of defense mechanisms, can only take us so far. Eventually, it becomes a prison. Pain, though hard to bear, can crack that armor open and allow us to access the true self that lies beneath. This is where psychological growth happens. It's where we step into our full potential and let go of the false identities we've held on to. So, to wrap this up, pain isn't something to fear. It's not something to avoid. It's a tool that when used wisely can lead you to your greatest transformation. Through pain, you refine yourself. You turn the base metal of suffering into the gold of wisdom, strength, and authenticity. Remember, the next time you're facing a painful experience, you're not being punished. You're being shaped. This is the alchemical process in action. And just like the alchemists who turn lead into gold, you too have the power to turn your suffering into something beautiful and powerful. Thank you for tuning into this episode of Everyday Alchemy. I hope this has inspired you to rethink how you view pain. If you found this episode helpful, don't forget to subscribe and share it with others who might benefit. Until next time, keep embracing your transformation, and remember, it's through the fire that the brightest gold is forged.